Lights out and let's go racing, folks, and it's a very even start from the entire field.
There's a freight train forming behind him right now. He will be as nervous as a cat in a room full of rocking chairs. I can give you the hot tip. Sideways as a bishop on a chessboard. That was incredible car control.
Going for a bit of an ambitious dive now, and oh, there's contact! Here they come now, around the final turn on the final lap. They're side by side.
Oh, there's contact now. Someone is going to be hitting the showers early tonight, I'll tell you what.
Crosses the line for P1. Brilliant racing, absolutely sensational stuff.
This is heart-pounding. This is nerves-rising. This is sensational TV. Good evening, every single one of you, gentlemen and ladies out there in YouTube land. Welcome to round 5 of the championship here for the Ozicar Skip Barber series. And it's live here from Oran Park, the most unforgiving little ribbon of asphalt in the country that is no longer. But it's tight, it's twisty, it's bumpy. And tonight, we are back. It is Skip Barber vehicles. Unbelievable things. No horsepower heroics here, though. There's just momentum, commitment, and a steering wheel that never sits still. It's down into turn 1 here. Tight technical into turn 2. Through the flowing midsection we go, and where the rhythm is everything. Then over the famous bridge section. Blind, awkward, and just waiting to catch someone out. And that final complex, well, boy oh boy, it's off camber. It's tricky, and it's absolutely perfect for a, well, that was definitely my fault. No then. These Skip Barbers, they reward the smooth driving Jensen Button style and punish overconfidence faster than you can say, who moved that rear end on me? And round 5 brings the championship to a tight close here. And Oran Park, you don't win by muscle, you win by finesse. So strap in, keep it tidy, and prepare for close racing where mistakes echo loud and spins are just one throttle input away. This is Ozicar Skip Barber Race Cars round 5, live here from your home of Sim Racing Motorsport, Sensational TV. Ho! Welcome, everyone. We are on like Donkey Kong here tonight. Welcome to the broadcast. My name is Zach O'Reilly, your host for the evening, and again, 2 nights in a row, I am absolutely privileged here in the commentary box to be lined up next to a man that calls no myth. His last name's Muddle, but his vocal cords do anything but muddle words. Lindsay, good evening to you, my dear friend, and welcome to Oran Park. This is going to be a belter here in the Skip Barbers.
Yeah, absolutely in love with this truck. The first time I drove it, I fell in love with it, and that love has never faded, so I can't wait to see these cars and these drivers wrestle this circuit in the race. It creates some fantastic racing, dearly missed in the real world, but it's immortalized here on iRacing, and I cannot wait to see what tonight has on the cards for us, Zach.
Absolutely, mate. I'm looking forward to this one. This is qualifying, ladies and gentlemen. We've got the format here to show you as these guys are doing their 1-lap sprinto, and it's unbelievable stuff. This is how tonight's event is going to be. It's round 5. And it is a 15-lap race coming each other's way for race 1. Then the feature is also 15 laps. No top 10 reverse grids, no tomfoolery, no nothing. And around Oran Park here with 61% humidity and 22 degrees out there. It's quite comfy for these boyos, but 2.6 kilometres of action and 116 metres of altitude change. It is for the brave only here tonight. And with that, we're going to bring up the old championship standings and see exactly where they are, because Adam Miles is just miles out in front. He is a good 28 points out in the lead there over Johnny Merritt. Neil Gardner is in 3rd place. Then Sean Doyle, Tim Harris, Daniel Stevens, Verney, and Brody Shepherd round out, with Wayne Taylor and Wheeler rounding out the top 10. Then it's Barber, Duke, Donnelly, Paneras, Felberg, Snell, Tilson, Henry, and Vigera, with Bowman rounding out that top 20. And it's very, very tight down there, Lindsay. It's tight racing here And these boys tonight have got their work cut out from here at Oran Park. What are we going to see here in qualifying? Because it is one lap sprintos, ladies and gentlemen, and that's all you've got. You've only got one shootout lap to do it, and we've already seen some times here, Lindsay, come onto the board, and it looks like this man here is taking the charge early.
Yep, he is, and it is looking really good. We've already had a lot of lap times out on the board, and Miles currently sitting just over 2/10 clear of Merritt in P2, but still some times ticking in on the timing tower, Zach, which is always good to see. Drivers going at different times throughout qualifying and just seeing what they can muster up. But with a one-lap shootout means that that first lap is all you're going to get, and then these drivers will just lap until the session's over just to get into the zone, into the rhythm, and that's exactly what you want to see.
Yeah, you do, and with that rhythm comes responsibility too, and Adam Miles is an expert at doing that. He's a man who is leading this championship, as we just saw, but he's on the prowl, and he doesn't take things lightly. He's done. He doesn't need any more practice out there at the moment. That grid is pretty set here so far. We've still got a couple of drivers to set times at the moment and enter the server here with some qualifying left to go. There was 10 minutes in the session overall, but here is 6 minutes and 30 seconds gone already, so there's only 2.5 minutes for anyone to get out there. And is this man going to be able to do something? Johnny Snell, boy oh boy, hopefully he hasn't had any track cuts here in qualifying, because if he has, it's an absolute dead set disaster for him. He crosses the line. Does he put a time in on the board? No, he does not. He has had some track cut violations there, and it looked like that was a pretty good one if he got it together. But with qualifying with 2 minutes and 3 seconds left to go, Lindsay, you sort of get that grid, that feeling that with Miles out in front there by 3/10 on a 15 dead to Merritt, that he might not have it as easy as he has in the last rounds with a bit of friendly competition.
Yeah, I think there's going to be some competition out there here tonight for Adam Miles, but I think that's also the nature of such a short lap here at Oran Park. It's a minute 14, 15 as we're seeing in these cars, but it is such a short lap, and it is 2.6 kilometers, so basically nothing in the grand scheme of other racetracks around the world. I mean, F4 cars can do 1 minute 2s around here when the lap is hooked up, so this track not very long. It means as much as it's technical, so you can lose time, when you get a lap hooked together, everybody should be fairly condensed. And I think when you add in factors like slipstream, which is so strong here at Oran Park, that's a long run down into turn 1. It means you see a lot of racing, and it's also just really easy to stay close to the car in front, and you'll see a lot of moves and lockups into turn 2.
Yeah, you will, because it is off camber and it's bumpy, and that is exactly what these cars here in the Skip Barbers do not like. Ladies and gentlemen, they absolutely hate that sort of stuff. Their suspension is as stiff as a you-know-what at a certain party out there. But boy, oh boy, when it comes to offloading these tyres, the rubber things that circulate around there as the road dampeners, so slippery. You might as well be a penguin down in Alaska sometimes driving these things, because you feel like you've got something in the way of friction and grippo, and then boy oh boy, there's a let go in a big way. And I reckon, as you said, Lindsay, turn 2 is going to be where we see a lot of movers and shakers, and maybe some ambitious ones coming into the final turn as well. We've seen that in the past in different series, and with that sort of behaviour between these drivers, driving as clean as they normally do, nonetheless, it's going to be exciting to see what they can bring up here with these 2 15-lap races coming our way shortly.
Yeah, and I think with the distance of the lap and the amount of laps, there's just going to be so much carnage. I mean, especially open lap Oran Park, such a tight circuit. I mean, there's bound to be an accident, Zach.
Oh, look, I'm going to say here, Lindsay, we've got these guys here who've put on some beautiful racing the whole year, and this has just been a credit to them. So I'm going to counter your old, carnage card there that you've dealt on the table, and say that these boys will do pretty well. There might be a disaster 1 or 2, but geez, they're clean and they know exactly how to do it. So let's put some positivity out there and go for it. Now we're looking at this man on the screen, Johnny Snell, because he's not moving, and he's the only car out there on the circuit. So you get to admire a bit of just a scenario there for him. He's heard us, and he started moving again. But we'll get to the chat out there, because Dino Hanley's in there, a fellow sensational commentator and member and admin as well here in the commentary land. And guess what? He's turning 40-odd years old today. Don't know what it is. I don't know. I don't really care either, Lindsay, but it's a big happy birthday out there to one Dean Hanley. He's in the chat there as well. Donna Doyle's got in there as well too. Cheer on. Her old Shawnee Doyle there. It's her son. He's in there and he hasn't set a time, so he's on the back foot here, Donna, already. But let's cheer him on, and we are about ready to grid up and go racing here, Lindsay Muddle. This is going to be an absolute belter. This is the grid. Miles Merritt. Oh, let's get out of that and let's go to this one. Miles Merritt off the front row. Duke Harris, Vernie Taylor, Warren Henry, Paneris, Donnelly, and Shepherd round at the top 10 with old David Bowie there and Johnny Snell in 12th. Then backwards from then, we've got Felberg, Doyle, Wheeler, Stevens, and Brad Vergara to round out the grid, and this is going to be exciting. We are on here for a rip sort of a start. Don't you worry about that. Are we going to see it here, Lindsay Muddle? That is the big question, because these boys are starting to file up onto the grid, get themselves set up behind the pace car for a rolling start here at Oran Park. What have we got coming?
As I said earlier, I think there's carnage to be expected, but you're backing them. You're saying that they will keep it clean, so
yes.
Then we should expect some side-by-side action, and I think these cars, with how small they are, should be able to hold it side-by-side almost through the entire lap, so potentially some scuffles even over the bridge where it gets a little bit tight, a little bit tentative when you're going wheel-to-wheel up there. It's going to be a really interesting sort of opening lap, especially if they're able to keep it out of each other. It is going to be a fantastic bit of racing over the opening few laps and then presumably through the whole rest of the race as well.
That is what we hope here at Sensational TV in the commentary box here, and all those races out on track. We'll be hoping for the same thing. Just waiting on that final car, Johnny Merritt, to get himself onto the grid there behind the safety car. So these boys are ready to rock and roll. Roll racing is not what they're used to here, by the way. They're usually standing start specialists, but it adds another dimension here to the race event, Lindsay Muddle. And you know what? Considering you're on here tonight, I'm going to give you the honours here to take us away here for race one.
Well, it is a big honour, Zach, and it is going to be a very good race start to call, I'm sure. So as they're now behind the safety car and heading towards the final corner, they'll get ready to go racing. So the green flag's ready to fly, the green lights ready to illuminate here at Oran Park as they're 2 by 2 here at Oran Park, and we're underway for racing action. Miles gets off to a good start, but Merritt is right underneath the rear wing of his fellow Skippy as they head into turn one. Could we see a move and shake here for the lead? Will Merritt go for it on Miles? Miles much more confident on the way into turn 1 and 2. Merritt trying to go for it. That's a car off though. It's Taylor off at turn 1. He's off into the grub. Oh no! The car's gone bowling at turn 1. It's carnage left, right and centre. 4 cars are stopped. Oh, and there's another reversing into another car. It's the blue car that went bowling. I think that's Felberg, who just went absolutely flying across the circuit. And Zach O'Reilly, I think you might have hit them with the commentary curse. They're backing them to be clean.
I'm going to have to put that up on the board already, because boy, oh boy, there's number 1, ladies and gentlemen. But that is already halfway through the race lap here for the open-up, and it is Adam Miles out in front with Johnny Merritt and the Juco horse right behind in third. And that was very wide there from Merritt too, so he nearly lost his own chockies there in P2, but that man's out in front and very, very pacey here at the moment is Adrian Duke. He's looking pretty good here. Underneath the rear wing he goes. The gearbox is approaching here in these front wing scenarios of the Skip Barbers. Will he make a move into turn, whatever it is, 12 or 13? No, he's not. He's come out the other side and he's going to get a good run here. It looks like he's got half a good jump there out of the final turn to keep going. He's not too close, but he's just far enough here to get into the rear vision mirror there of the man in front in Johnny Merritt. He'll have half a crack here, Duke. He's not shy for this. Coming down the back straightaway into the front we go, and they're side by side into turn 2 and sideways there. Look at the grip limitations on those tyres of these Skip Barbers, and it's still Juco out there in P3 and he's fighting for P2. We're going to have to go back and quickly have a look here at what the hell happened there at the start, because boy oh boy, that was an absolute disaster here, ladies and gentlemen. This is on board with Johnny Snell. You can see him coming through there in the blue and white car in the middle. He's just making his minding business through. He's looped it though and smacked everyone out. Then he's come through at a rate of knots, smacked everyone, clean bowl. Strike and a half, ladies and gentlemen. That is dead set in the fair dinkum department. A strike-o horse there from Snellman, and he won't be happy about that. I can give you the hot tip. Oh boy, he'll be licking his wounds and hoping for forgiveness there by the rest of him at that one, Lindsay.
Yeah, I mean, if he was playing 10-pin bowling, there would have been an 11th pin. That's how many cars he took out. So that would have been very interesting, I think, from the cockpit perspective there. and definitely not the way to start the night. But there is a second heat, and there's also still time to make up here in this first race, as we're looking at Vergara looking to make a move on Bowman into the final corner here at Oran Park. So through turn 12, the exit is mission critical, and look at the exit he's got, and he's all over the back of Bowman at the moment as they head in towards turn 1. Oh, but Bowman pulls off into the pit lane, so Vergara gets that place as they head on to the next lap of this race.
Goodness me, that was close. That was sort of scary stuff there. But a couple have come into the pits. Wheeler, Bowman and Henry, they have to do a pit stop, ladies and gentlemen. They have to change compounds during this whole race event in both of them, mind you. So you can do what some drivers do, come in on lap 1, get them out of the way, or keep pressing on here. And generally, that's what the quickest drivers do out in front with miles of merit, if it is the correct strategy or the race-winning strategy to go on. So an alternate has been brought into it from Bowman, Henry, Wheeler, and big old Snell Dog, the old 10-pin bowling specialist tonight here so far. He is in the pits and still not moving, but the rest of them are out there. This is Vergara we're having a look at. It's getting closer up the front here, though. Juco has just sort of let off the arse end there of merit, but he's got Tim Harris right behind him now, who's closing in at a rate of knots. It's 0.3 of a second here, Lindsay, is the gap between this man and the guy in front, and it looks pretty good here into the final turn. Are they going to make a move down the front straight away or not?
That is the question, but Harris looks to have gotten a slightly worse exit than Duke, but he'll be in the slipstream now all the way down into the left kink at turn 1 and then to the heavy braking zone towards turn 2, so there's always time to make a move. I know that me personally, I've sent some pretty diabolical moves here at turn 1 and 2 of Oran Park, but will we say that out of Tim Harris? No, he's going to just keep it there, keep behind, be patient, but that's what you've got to do in these sorts of cars. Absolutely no grip if you go even just a little bit late on the brakes, so it's all about keeping the car in balance, keeping the car in check, and most importantly, as we've seen even over the opening 4 laps tonight, just keeping the car in the straight line, keeping the car in a straight line is absolutely critical, and I think that that's what Harris is focusing on at the moment.
Yeah, he is, and he's just trying to manage those tyres as best he can as well, because it looks like these top 4 are going to go long into the race and get those things bolted on freshly as late as they possibly can here. 4 laps down out of 15, mind you, so there's plenty of time left. We're not even a third of the race through at the moment for all these guys, so plenty of tyre life left to go, but the more you slide them and carry on, they will start to get a little bit hot under the collar, and then you could start to lose some grip there. So a bit of a smooth driver input scenario here for these boys, but when it comes to the final couple of laps, they're going to go off like a fish sandwich in the sun and absolutely send it straight through to the rest of them and make sure that they're going for it. There goes Duke. He's gone for the undercut on the whole lead pack. So the man in P3 has come in. This is going to be interesting. Keep an eye on that timing tower to see exactly where Juco Horse comes out in the grand scheme of things. Once Miles Merritt and Tim Harris come into the pits, this will be interesting, Lindsay.
Yeah, it really will be. Strategy is going to play out over the course of this 15-lap race 1, and I think we'll see it completely play out because Oran Park, it allows you to get so many laps in such a short period of time that it really means that the undercuts seem almost enhanced because you go through that many corners on your fresh tyres that you just make up an absolute mozza of time with better rubber. So I think that we'll see that be interesting. That's if they're taking tyres, Zach, to be fair. I haven't commentated this series before. Do they normally do a splash and dash, or do they take tyres?
No, they have to take a tyres. It is a mandatory thing. Yes, yeah, they have to.
I thought so, but I wanted to double check my facts before I made a statement that was completely untrue.
Well,
so yeah.
If the old audible sensors were open in your ears, Lindsay, and without thinking about how much credit card debt you rack up per week, you would have heard me say that they have to change a tyre compound about 4 minutes ago.
About 4 minutes ago?
Yep.
Oh, mate, my memory doesn't go back that far. I'm a goldfish.
The man who has the memory of an elephant, he says, claimed to be. But I'll tell you who has got a good memory at the moment of not a good scenario. Here's the man who was involved in all of that front-end nonsense there in lap 1, turn 2, effectively. Falberg has just disappeared. There he is again. He's come in. He's been just an innocent victim and clobbered by big Snell Dog. That is 100% just an absolute nowhere scenario there for him. That's how his race went from bad to worse. He's circulating around again, but still way back there as well. Boy, oh boy, that was a big incident. But Miles is just skipping away out in front. The man is just on a prowl at the moment. He is fighting and going for it. We'll get those intervals up there for you. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. Forgot that was not ticked, but that is how far out he is in front. He's 2 seconds away from any threat from Merritt behind, and Harris is also spread by that, but it starts to get a little bit interesting, and we can see from the boys who did pit where they came out in Wheeler, Stevens, and Big Vernie too, and they're coming up on the back end of some battling here, Lindsay, down the front straightaway. Here we go.
Yeah, heading into turn 2, it's going to be wheel to wheel, and that is really close. And now Wheeler having to back up, but that invites Doyle onto the inside. They're nearly wheel to wheel off of the exit of 2. Now down into turn 3. Could we see a move here into the braking zone? Will he go for it? Yeah, it's late on the brakes there from Sean Doyle. They're going to go side by side with Wheeler through the exit. Now it's really tricky to hold it side by side through this next corner. There's a big bump through the apex. It's easy to slide out, but he gets the move done. Sheer aggression there, late on the brakes as they now head up over the bridge and through the right-hander of turn 6. Fantastic racing there, and Sean Doyle not flinching, making that move very aggressively.
Yeah, good stuff there from Shawnee. His mum in the chat there, Donna, will be having an absolute field day cheering on her son right now. Stevens is also climbing closer there to the back of Vernie, in front there too, in that purple and blue vehicle. Nice looking car, that one too, very colourful. But these guys in these Polaris cars are absolutely on fire. We've seen them line astern in most of the rounds here, about 3 or 4 together, and they know how to go racing, but not tonight are the other two around there, unfortunately for him. But he's getting caught here because Shawnee Doyle's coming at a rate of knots, and look at this for a bit of slipstream suckage action down the front straightaway of Oran Park. Straight up the inside goes Shawnee Doyle. He's got that job done here for sure as he files it in, flings it in, and just sends it up full sideways into the corner. Cracking stuff there from Big Doyle, and he's come out the other side cleanly as anything. The whistle style there from him, and he's on the prowl. He's absolutely angry as anything after getting taken out in that first lap stanza, and here he's going to be all over the back here of Vernie, and he's coming on closer here, Lindsay. This is exciting through that sprint section coming up.
Yeah, he's absolutely flying at the moment, making moves as fast as he can. I'll tell you what, I absolutely love these cars, sliding it through turn 1. That is absolutely awesome to see, and you don't see it with much modern machinery. And there we go, that's Vernie on the slide all the way through turn 6. But that seemed like the quick way to drive the car, because I'll tell you what, they didn't lose much time. But look at Sean, he's closing so quickly. He's right underneath the back of Vernie as they head through this final complex of corners, as they head now through the last bit of the racetrack, through the dog leg, now in towards turn 12. Will he go for a final corner dive bomb? No, he's going to stay behind. He wants the slipstream, heading up towards turn 1 in the kink into the braking zone. This is now going to be a critical exit. Doyle gets the good exit. Stevens again, though, hunting in the background, looking to get involved in this in any way he can. Sean Doyle, though, pulls to the left-hand slide, pulls to the inside of turn 1. Will he be late on the brakes? It looks like he is going to be late on the brakes, sliding his way through the apex of turn 1. Gets the move done. Now here comes Stevens on the inside of Vernie at turn 2. They say thank you very much. Move up, but it's not done yet because it's still fighting back here from Vernie. He's trying to go back down the inside of turn 3, decides better of it, and that is that section of racing between those three done and dusted for the moment. But you imagine this Stevens-Vernie battle will not be done yet.
It won't be done yet. Great commentary there, Lindsay. They were fighting tooth and nail, but Vernie just put the anchors on a little bit early coming into turn 3, and so he just got an easy pass there to Dan Stevens. But now he's got to consolidate that and just rip snort his way back onto the gearbox of Shawnee Doyle right in front of him. So it's looking pretty racy from Dan Stevens here in the final stages of this race. 10 laps are about to tick over here out of 15. It's gone like in a blink of an eye already. The 2/3 of the race has gone Tijuana out your door, but it is still miles out in front. These three are the closest battling on the track. There goes Paneris into the pits for a late stop, so he's going to get swamped here by Doyle, Stevens and Vernie, and probably even Wheeler Donnelly sort of style as well. So Paneris from 6th back down to at least 11th, I would say, after he serves his pit stop. But they're coming through on the pit exit. There is Paneris there as well, so he's coming out to join the race. And oh my goodness, Dan Stevens, holy cinder bunga. Oh, Matt, that was just unbelievable stuff. I've not seen a Skip Barber grip up so quickly on the slide there. Full commitment. He just thought he was Ken Block for 2 seconds, I reckon, coming into turn 1. Figured that the car will stick. Now he's educated himself there, Lindsay, that the thing will do it, and he could probably slide one aggressive move up the inside of Shawnee Doyle and just get a move done if it comes to it within the last 5 laps coming our way.
Wow, that was mental, Zach. I thought he was gone. I thought he was well and truly off into the turn 2 gravel, which I'm sure many, including myself, have taken ventures to, but he kept the car in a straight line, and I'll tell you what, that was sublime.
Let's have a look at it.
Here's the replay. I want to see the steering input on board here as they head into turn 1. Surely he's just absolutely centre. I mean, we're on board with Sean.
Oh, whoops, I'm on the wrong person.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's the wrong person, Zach.
Yeah, I'll get to Dan Stevens. Let's go here.
F1 camera direction. There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, on board with Dan Stevens. Let's see how much opposite lock he has to put on. Surely a stab of the brakes. Look at that. Holy, and he nearly hit the grass on the way out. If he'd clipped that grass with his rear right, that would have been Dunskies for his race because he wouldn't have stopped before the barrier. That would have been a Skippy total, but instead, he's on the slide again. No care in the world, and I'll tell you what, it's the best feeling in the world sliding through there. Driven Formula Fords, I actually haven't driven the Skippies here, but Formula Fords do a very similar thing where you're basically full opposite lock on the way in, and you know what, you'll be crapping your ducks until you're out of it, and it's the funnest thing in the world.
Yeah, absolutely. They're beating these tyres here like Mike Tyson back in the mid-90s at the moment to any of his opponents. They just don't give a rat's toss bag, and they are flying into turn one, full aggression. And you can see the way that Shawnee's just driving it in front there in Doyle. And same here for Stevens. Flicks it in over the inside curve. That's what you got to do. Use every single bit of apron of the circuit you possibly have per corner and just use the momentum to your advantage there. And that's what Steve-O's done there perfectly. He has closed in, mind you. It's only about half a car length, but it's still a close there on Sean Doyle. So look at the way these boys are driving them in. They've got to be careful though, because it will start to get a bit hot under the collar in the tyre compound department. So if they keep doing this, they might find themselves way off in the bunda and out the other side into a position lost scenario. But this is unbelievable stuff. Miles has come into the pits finally, mind you, on the last lap. So he's served his, and he's still leading it by 3.5 seconds over Johnny Merritt there in P2. These guys are just putting on a show here for us, and look at the way they clip the curb on the inside there too. It's aggressive, it's exciting. They might not be the quickest men on the circuit, but they're very, very close to it. They're only half a tenth of Adam Miles' best lap of a 14.2. These boys are doing 14.3 deads and mid 14.3s as well. So once these guys get themselves into a rhythm, look out for race 2 here, Lindsay. These guys could be flying through the field here and just showing the other boys how to go racing.
Yeah, this is going to be an incredible watch heading into race 2, but race 1's already put on a show. If these boys aren't the fastest, they're damn sure the flashiest, Zach O'Reilly, and I'll tell you what, as someone who appreciates style points, I'm appreciating the way that they're attacking the corners because it is absolutely incredible to watch, and even over the top there, just sliding it through the exit. These cars are absolutely on a knife's edge, and I absolutely love it. Yeah,
look at how Wayne Taylor's doing it as well. He's trying to do Dan Stevens 2.0 here in the same livery. This is one of his teammates, by the way, and you can just see the way that he's going through it. Not the same pace, though, 15.3s at the moment for their best, but geez Louise, look at that from Paneras, just hanging it fat. Hang 10 style out the exit of the second last corner here at Oran Park, and now it's hurt him on the exit. He's gone too aggressive into the final turn, and now it's Wayne Taylor's perfect opportunity here to just form up beside him here, drag race style down the field. He's going to be throwing scissors out the window there out the cockpit of this Fort Skip Barber. Just chopped him straight down the front straightaway. Can he pull it up, Wayne Taylor? Yes, he can. Into P11 he goes. Lovely bit of driving and stanza there from the both of them. Let's go back down the field, because the man who puts on the show here, RFLberg, Lindsay, he's just starting to close in a little bit here on David Bowie out there, and he's got a good run here onto the front straightaway. What's this going to ensue?
Yeah, this could be a nice little overtake into turn 1. The slipstream in full effect here for Felberg as they head into turn 1 against Bowman. He pulls alongside. Now he has the inside line heading into turn 1 and turn 2. He gets that move done. Easy does it. Don't miss the corner. Oh, he has gone wide, actually. He has missed the corner a little bit there. He'll get the foot down on the exit. Now where does Bowman come out in all of this? He's still alongside. Felberg having to defend into turn 3. Will it be moved done? Yes, he has just about held on after that wide moment out of turn 2, but some cracking racing going on nonetheless, Zach.
It is good stuff. Doesn't matter up and down the field. We've got it all here, ladies and gentlemen. Sean Doyle's on a charge, though. He set the fastest lap of the race on the second last time around. He did a 14.1 just then, which is pipping Adam Miles there as well in P1. So this guy is just starting to come at grips with these things. The more racing that goes on, the quicker this man is becoming. And into the pits again comes these boyos too. This is interesting. The top 3 are coming, and I thought they came into the pits and saw that myself, but it hasn't happened. So they've done the opposite what they did at Phillip Island. They came in on the first lap. They did 1.5 circulations and came straight in. Now they're doing it on the final, or second to last lap of the race here. Miles, Merritt, Harris, Shepherd, and all of them are coming through. Where's Juco? He's right there. So he's coming through the S's onto the back of it. So we'll see where that man comes out in the grand scheme of things. He's onto the front straightaway now. Is Adam Miles moving here? Yes, he is. This could be a great undercut here for Duke, who came in early, ladies and gentlemen. The boyos have not come out to the pit exit. Now they're filing out. Merritt, Harris and Shepard are right there. We're going to have to see where they come out on board with the big man flying down the field, and he's done them all. Apart from Merritt, he's got the job done as Duke. Back into third place he goes. That is undercut of the year so far there from the big man. Can his tyres hold on? I dare say they will. There's only 2 laps to go here, and this man has just shown them that you can do it from lap 4 in the race and come back on the second last one and get the old chockies into the podium, Lindsay.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying before, Zach. The undercut's so powerful at this circuit because the second you even have a tiny tyre advantage with the amount of corners you're doing at this circuit, you just gain so much time from any marginal grip gains that you have over the rest of the field, and he's absolutely put that on display. And that's not to put it all on the tyres because he's just absolutely flying out there as well. Some great pace, a 14.7 out of him last lap, so clearly not slow either, but just that undercut so powerful. Get himself in the clean air, just focus head down on the racing, and then just see where you come out at the end of it, and that's what he's done. He
has done that, and that is what P3 will get him, and that is where he's going to start if he doesn't stuff it up here on the final lap of the race coming his way. That is Miles. He's crossed the start-finish line now. So he is on for a beautiful race win here so far. Got a lot of insurance, 7 seconds of insurance over Merritt. So Merritt stuffed up something in the pits there himself and was lucky he came back out in front of Duke O'Horse on the field at the moment. So this is it. This is the final lap of race 1 out of 2 here tonight. These boyos don't muck around. We've seen some great racing, some strategies work out right here for this man on screen, but it has to be hands off to this man, Mr. Miles. He is leading the championship, ladies and gentlemen. P1 by a good 26 or 7 points there himself, and he's just showing them how to do it here for this circuit at Oran Park, a car and track that most likely are in the back end of people's brains there in memories, but they're putting on a show here tonight, Lindsay. This is going to be a good win for the big man, and it'll just keep cementing his first place here in the championship for Adam Miles.
Yeah, this has been a great drive from lights to flag, and even including qualifying in that as well. He's driven sublime. He's driven really fast, really consistent. And now as he rounds turn 12 here in race 1 at Oran Park, he's going to round the final corner and take the victory here in race 1 in a dominant performance, winning by 6.8 seconds as he crosses the line here in Oran Park. That was a fantastic drive, and he'll carry that momentum into race 2.
Yeah, great stuff there from our winner, Adam Miles, showing them how it's done. Once again, 6.7 seconds in the end over Mr. Merritt. Duke in third place for the final step on the podium after that one. Then it's Harris who's crossed the line with Shepard, Doyle and Stevens in 5th, 6th and 7th respectively. Verney will get through in 8th place there as well. And then you've got from 9th place backwards, we've got Benny Wheeler, Max Donnelly there as well, who are just crossing the line right now. That was close there between Donnelly and Taylor for the end. 3/10 though for those two. Paneris is still about to cross the start-finish line. He's done his job. Then we've got Big Wazza Henry there. Lindsay Muddle, is that sort of a contentious position for the big man, or are we okay with that one?
I don't know. I mean, I guess I'll find out on Wednesday, mate, when he's here to stay as the school handyman at my school. If you didn't know, ladies and gentlemen, the big Wazza Henry, or just Wazza as we like to call him at school, he actually works at my school as the school handyman, as a bit of a teacher's aide as well, and he runs some other stuff. And yeah, I'm going to give him quite a lot of banter, I'm sure, on Wednesday, and we'll see how he does in race 2. But that's a little bit of a backstory on the Wazza.
Oh, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. It's all about who you know and what you know and where it is. But we've got a little bit of a warm-up session here, ladies and gentlemen. It's a 5-minute. So you know what you need to do. We're going to take a vocal cord break and also a condiment refill session as well here in the commentary box. You guys go and do exactly the same thing here, because race 2 is coming our way in a couple of moments' time. We're just going to have a quick word from our sponsors as it comes through. So sit back, relax, enjoy the show. And we'll be back here at Sensational TV as the warm-up session ends. Don't you go anywhere. Forms and expertise in getting the best gear. Sensational TV has proudly partnered up with Speed Nation. It is New Zealand's go-to destination for high-performance sim gear. They also stock the best and biggest brands in the game, from Thrustmaster, Moser Racing, Next Level Racing, Sparko, Turtle Beach and more. And whether you're looking for the ultra-responsive racing wheels or pro-grade flight controls, immersive audio, or rock-solid cockpits, I'll tell you what, Speed Nation has got it all. They also carry other trusted names like Butt Kicker, PT actuators, wheel stand pros, Gen Ace, Spectrum in the remote control field, and also Collective Mind. So every step and part of your setup is covered, from complete racing rigs and premium flight packs. We here at Sensational TV, back in Speed Nation, to deliver the gear that takes your experience to the next level. Fast shipping, trusted brands, unbeatable quality, and I'll tell you what, Speed Nation has it all. And as an excellent gift for all of our viewers tonight and members out there of Sensational TV, and if you're trying to get into racing, go to the checkout, buy some stuff off Speed Nation, because if you buy any full-price product on the website, enter the code SIMSATIONAL, that is SIMSATIONAL. Oh my God, I can't even speak. And you will get a 10% discount off your end cart price. So go in there.
10%? 10% did you say, Zachary?
I did say 10%, mate. I did not say 5. I did not say 4. I said 10.
Wow.
Yes. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. That is the warm-up phase finished. And if they needed some extra track time, only 3 people went out there and did it. And that was Bowman and Wayne Taylor as well. But we are on here for the grid. The feature race, ladies and gentlemen, coming our way. And it's the finishing positions of race 2. Out there, and it is Miles NP1 with Johnny Merritt, Linus Turner right next to him again. Duke, Harris, Shepherd, Sean Doyle round out from 3rd to 6th. Then you got Stevens, Verney, Wheeler, Donnelly, Taylor, and Snell. Not Snell, sorry, and Paneras rounding out the final grid. But that's all we've got time for you, because they're about to get going here, ladies and gentlemen. It is for the safety car period once again, and these guys know exactly what they need to do. That's your grid. From backwards in 10th place, it is Wheeler, Taylor, Paneras, Henry, Vergara, Felberg, Bowman and Snell are the races around here, and with that safety car driver just thinking about what he's going to have for dinner tonight rather than worrying about what these boys are going to do, this could set us up for a beautiful one. Watch out for Sean Doyle sitting there in 6th place in that red and black car there just off center of your screen. He was the quickest man around the circuit in race 1, but race 2 is about to start. The feature event here tonight in the final race here around 5 for Oran Park for Skip Barbers, and it's Gonski's already by the miles. He's just jumped everyone once again, skips away out into P1 he goes. It's going to have to be a bit of a battle here because we've got Juco Horse already going here on the back of Tim Harris and Merritt there too, so they're all trying to file their way into turn 1 and 2 again. Can they do it cleanly here in the background? We'll see if they're going off. Oh no, there's already a car off in the background, but there looks to be no clean bowling. Strike style there, 10 pin from the rest of the field. They get around there beautifully for that one, but look at this for a mover up and shaker up and down the field. Here comes Benny Wheeler. He's trying to get onto the arse end already here of the man in front of him, Dan Stevens. Can he get the job done? No, he's on the outside into the heavy braking, so just on the outside bump there. They managed to get their way through. Lovely stuff there from all in sundry. The top 5 now cycling their way through. Miles is still leading this one. Merritt there in P2, but look at a good little run here from Wheeler. He won't send it up the inside there. Surely not. He doesn't. Thank goodness me. That could have been disaster. They're all doing what they do best here around at Ozicar Racing, and they are racing cleanly here, Lindsay. And look at this little Angry-Gaggle of cars here starting to form up. Right behind him is Shawnee Doyle.
Yep, so this could be really interesting now. Heading into the final corner, it's Harris, Shepherd and Doyle going at it. And in the background as well as Stevens looking to get involved as they're side by side as they head through the final corner. Now the run towards turn 1 begins. There's contact down the straight and Shawnee Doyle decides to dive into the pit lane here on the opening lap. So does Duke. So we've seen some opening lap pit stops here, Zach O'Reilly, like you said they did at Phillip Island. So now racing on, Shepherd up the inside of turn 1 on Harris, gets that move done. Oh, there's a little bit of contact there. Harris onto the grass, and that was Wheeler onto the grass as well. They've both gone straight on at turn 1, clipping the grass on the entry. Now Harris is side by side with Vigera on re-entry as they go down the inside, heading into turn 3, gets that place back, but a costly error there.
Yeah, costly error. We'll just see exactly how that happened there for Big Timbo. He's come into this corner just too hot. Look at that, crossed up onto the outside apron and into the red sand. And that is not where you want to be. And he nearly lost it trying to get back onto the circuit. There you'll see a car go right past him there, but just form up beside him again. That was good stuff. But luckily, he came out of that one relatively unscathed, ladies and gentlemen. Lucky for him, I can give you the hot tip. But we're racing onwards here. Shawnee Doyle came into the pits there early, and the rest of them as well. So that was nice. Miles and Merritt and Shepherd have all gone and just taken off into the distance. But look at Benny Wheeler come back here at Vigera. He's close now, within 0.3 of a second. So we'll see how these boyos go. Paneras has already got a black flag somehow. Shepherd's in the pit lane. So is Henry. So is Benny Wheeler now. Also in front of him. They're all nearly line astern, nearly smack the rear end of each other, coming into the old pit limiter at 40k an hour. Boy, oh boy. That was hairier than a Greek's back. I can give you the hot tip. But these guys not caring about it. There's Adam Miles already 1.6 seconds out in front. Lindsay Muddle over Mr. Johnny Merritt. This is going to be a setup for him. Is the undercut going to be powerful for those guys? Or is this guy just going to skip off into the distance, race 1 style?
Yeah, I mean, it looks like he's just trying to run his own race, and that'll work for him for the most part with the amount of raw pace that he has. So this will be quite interesting to see how the race ends up panning out, but I don't think there should be any problems for him. He's so fast, and I did a little bit of off-broadcast research, and I found that he's got a 10k Formula I rating, so that tells you all you need to know, basically.
Well, we'll see what it does. And can it be a dog has his day moment, or is it going to be just a monkey see, monkey do thing and just keep doing what he does best in this series for Adam Miles and just keep winning the goddamn things? I don't know, but this man here is on a charge. He's come into the pits earlier, Sean Doyle, and boy, oh boy, is he the man who was quickest on the circuit last race. Can he replicate that now and simulate a beautiful, beautiful undercut there on the rest of them? 15 5s, 15 2s there between Miles and Merritt. I tell you what, Merritt's just starting to close in a little bit there. 1.3 seconds is the gap between those two guys as they keep racing onwards. But geez Louise, this guy's on the charge here, ladies and gentlemen. We've got to see what he can do. But this battle here is on again. Look at Harris go for a move here on Martin Donnelly. Up the inside he goes, and he's gone for it. I call him Martin, but his name's Max, ladies and gentlemen. Martin Donnelly was a Formula 1 driver. It's a bit of a play on words there, but Tim Harris is just none the wiser. He's gone straight up the inside, taking P8 off Martin Donnelly there and said, I'll have that one too. Those are the two closest guys on the circuit here. It's still line astern for P1 and 2, but what is the scenario here further on down the race here for Sean Doyle, Duke and Vernie? This could be exciting here.
Yeah, this really could be, as more drivers coming into the pit lane. Paneris with a black flag, so he's back in the pits again, I think, for the second time this race. So some interesting stuff clearly going on up and down the field, but he's managed to clear it, and he'll be back on his merry way. But Harris getting away from Donnelly a bit here, but still that gap only 7/10 of a second. And in the background as well, Wazza has closed in about 5/10 of a second while they've been battling, so he could find himself on the back of this train, as that was a tag at the grass on the way in there for Tim Harris. So he's really pushing this car to the best of his ability, and it seems to be working for him, just wrestling the car around the circuit. But another thing I've noticed as well is that Vernie in third has the little yellow next to his name on the timing tower. That usually means there's a slowdown penalty involved. However, it doesn't seem like he's had to serve any sort of slowdown, so whatever that could be, I'm not sure, but usually it means a slowdown.
Well, he's got 30 seconds to do it generally in the grand scheme of things, and how much of that slowdown has he copped? Has he copped a second? Has he copped 2? We don't know, but he'll do it strategically through the corners. There he goes. You just saw him check up before he came into turn 3 as well, out the other side, and now that yellow flag is gone, so he's okay. And he did a 1:18 on the last lap as well, so that is definitely a bit of a slowdown there for Vernie, and that's released Merritt away from any threat from behind of him. 14.2 seconds now is the gap between this guy and second place, so possibly a third place on, but it's just starting to heat up down the back here. We've got Wayne Taylor all over the arse end now of Johnny Snell, who went clean bowling in race 1. He's not going to do it here, though. He's edging closer and closer, though. He's just making Taylor a bit nervous there. Room full of rocking chairs, cat style, but down the inside he goes. Easy as you like goes Wayne Taylor, and back up there. A 14.7 has been the fastest lap of the race, set by Adam Miles now throughout this session. Good stuff, good pace early. But can he consolidate this into a race win? We've got a long way to go here. We're not even halfway through it. We've just ticked over a third, mind you, and it's still 1.7 seconds for Adam Miles. So very, very interesting. And you can just see the difference in driving styles throughout this this event here. You can see Wayne Taylor, he's down in 13th. Very smooth, though. Absolutely just pitch perfect here on the steering inputs. Just throttles it in, gets it in there, no counter steer at all, just the other side, just moseying around here, loving life, enjoying his time, but he probably gets away from the other half there in the sim rig and just thinks, you know what, this is my peace, this is my quiet, and let's see what we can do. And speaking of this, look out, Lindsay Muddle, this man is just starting to warm up in Sean Doyle. Here he comes.
Yeah, he's going really fast out there. Purple lap time, 5 thousandths quicker than Adam Miles on that last time round. Still a long way to go in this race. He's on the prowl. He's on the hunt. He is looking to close up to the back of Duke, and with that sort of lap time, it'll be only a matter of time before he's on the back of them. As Adam Miles, I thought he was into the pit lane there, but he's just gone over the pit line on his way out of the final corner. But yeah, oh, there we go. He strikes back with a 14.4 there for Adam Miles, not letting anybody else have the fastest lap of the race for too long. But yeah, some cracking pace at the moment for Shawnee Doyle.
Yeah, absolutely. He's absolutely loving life here, and he's just got to get himself into the rhythm, take that fastest lap, back off big old Adam Miles out in front there and show that he has got the pace, and he's closing. It's 1.2 seconds now between Sean and Adam Duke there, and he's just edging ever so close. What's his run out of the final corner like here? Pretty cool, calm and collected. Nearly uses all the outside of the apron there, but not as much as Miles would have there too. It's a 14.753. No, it's a 14.41. Oh my goodness me, this man is just trading quickest lap times here with Adam Miles. Where he could have been if he qualified in this event, ladies and gentlemen. He started from the arse end of the field and just thought, you know what, I'll just make my way through, and he's doing a great job here. Here's the man, and it's under 7/10 of a second now. It was half a second alone through the first 2 corners. He gained on Adam Duke in front. This man is on a charge. He's got a thing hooked up here tonight. Boy, oh boy, in the fair dinkum department. It is open setups here in this one, Lindsay, and it's just paying dividends here for Shawnee Doyle. Now, been adjusting to the fixed setup scenario throughout the series, and he's come alive here once he can tune the car to his ability.
Yeah, it looks like he's just really got that car on a string, able to slide it in, attack it in, bring it out of the corner just the exact way he wants it to, and it's just really coming alive for him as he closes up to the back of Duke, as he heads through this final section, as he heads into the dog leg and now in towards turn 12, tricky braking zone up the hill, but we've seen no problems from these drivers here tonight at the final corner. So here we go, nails the apex, goes all the way even onto the grass there. Now he powers out of the final corner, use all the slipstream, carry the momentum that he got from his good exit. Now into turn 1 he goes. He's on the back end of Duke. Now he's pulled to the left-hand side. He has the inside. Duke has no defense, just lets him go there, and Shawnee Doyle moves up into 4th position with a 14.0.
Holy cow, he's on the charge. He's got a long way to go, though. Not enough time there. 21 seconds on, unless I've completely stuffed up what I'm thinking of. Let's see if we've got the old pit stops up there on the field. Let's see if they pop up there and see what it is. Oh, look at this. This could be on here. 21 seconds. The top 3 have not pitted throughout this race just yet. This could be interesting here for Sean Doyle. He might be on for a P2 here, or a P3 at worst for this scenario, because the boys in front still have to pit. It's a compulsory pit stop here, and they're opting to go long. Sean Doyle came in on lap 1 at the end of it, mind you, and just said, you know what, I'll bolt him on now and go for the old undercut. This is going to work out. A lovely, lovely job here, in fact. So interesting stuff here by these two, and we'll see exactly how they can get it sorted and ready to rock and roll for this event. This is exciting stuff. We like to see it, ladies and gentlemen, but tell you what, when it comes to just the old scenario where you think you're in the jump for it, it's going to happen, and there it is, because Vernie is in the pits right now. He's stationary, and there is P3 for Sean Doyle. Happy days, thank you very much, he says. Now it's up to Merritt, who's 36 seconds down the road. Is that enough time, Lindsay, for per pit stop for him to get a 2nd place and steal Johnny Merritt's party?
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure. We'll see as it evolves here, but there was some racing in the background. Then I saw a big lock up at turn 1. I think it could have been Vernie off at turn 1. I'm not entirely sure, though. This was wheel-to-wheel. Dan Stevens on the inside line, and he slides it through, hits the gravel, and that's him gone, and that is so easy to do while trying to go for a move here at Oran Park. You just overcommit, carry too much speed, the arse end kicks out, and then it just carries you all the way along for the ride. Such an easy mistake to make, and he's paid the price.
He has paid the price, but look at the pace here of Sean Doyle. 13.892, 5/10 of a second thereabouts quicker than the guys out in the lead of this race at the moment. The lead bunch, just, man, he's on a charge here, ladies and gentlemen. He might have had some slipstream, but it wasn't worth 5/10 of a second worth of slipstream. I can give you the hot tip. He's about to cross the start-finish line to see what his genuine pace is as he does so. What was his last as it comes across? That's a 14.1, so he's still even quicker, just on fair old grounds there of pace there. 0.2 of a second quicker than Miles. He's on the charge with 3rd place. He'll be very happy with that so far. The next closest battle on the pack, apart from this one, and Adam Duke as well, is also keeping Sean Doyle honest in some sections of the track. We've got to go back to the man who puts on the show here, Ira Felberg. Look, the man was caught up in all the incidents there at the start of race 1, but he's managed to keep his way clean here in race 2. And he's come back through and puts on the show, puts the event on for everyone. And he's got a good chance here, Lindsay Buttle, to even take a bit of the old payback off the man who started it all in race 1, and Johnny Snell. This is heating up.
Yep, this could be an overtaking opportunity now for Felberg on Snell as they head in towards turn 1. He has the overspeed. He has the slipstream. Is it going to be a brave move on the brakes from Felberg? No, but he's going to bide his time, stay behind, use the slipstream, and then launch an attack surely soon enough as they head in towards turn 2. Not quite close enough again, but he's got to keep the head down. He's got to keep the pace up. Look at him. He's focusing on the exits. Late apex is getting the throttle down as early and as quickly as he possibly can, and it's showing as he's closing up to Snell. And look at that up the bridge. He's closing and closing and closing, but this is not the place to go for him. He's on the grass on the way in. That's given him a boatload of understeer, but he cuts it back in, focuses on the exit. He's still hunting. Snell, though, driving pretty well there ahead of him, not really falling for much pressure, but he's a little bit wide through turn 7 and 8, now in through turn 9, and in towards the final corner run they go. Is Felberg close enough to go for a move into the final corner? He's got the run through the dog leg. He's showing the nose on the inside. He brakes late. It's aggressive. It's down the inside from Felberg. He runs a little bit wide on the exit. He's trying to close the door. He gets it done for now, but will Snell be on the counter-attack as they head in towards turn 1? He has the slipstream. Felberg went for it. He went aggressive at the final corner. Will he pay the price, though? Here comes Snell back up the inside in towards turn 1 and 2. He has the inside line. Felberg forced to the outside. Felberg's off the track. He's into the gravel. Will he be able to rejoin? No, he misses the corner. Snell retakes the place and Felberg loses out.
Disaster there for the big man. He will be ruining that opportunity. He had a perfect place there to get P14 done, won and shouted, but he couldn't get the job done, unfortunately. And that's it. Oh, good night, Irene, for him. But look at this man here, Henry. He is under attack from Benny Wheeler right behind him as well. We'll see what the gearbox camera looks like here for this boy. And look at the closing speed there of Wheeler. He's coming through at a rate of knots. He's got the run here now onto the front straightaway. This is a bit earlier than what the battle we just saw, and look how close he gets to the gearbox. Unbelievable pace there, and just pure speed down the front straightaway. That's going to be P11 gone for Benjamin Wheeler up into 10th, and Warren Henry's going to have to insert himself back into 11th. Cracking stuff there. Good racing, clean, hard and fast there as well. Another battle going up here just in the foreground we saw there as well between Max Donnelly here and Vernie. Vernie's on the charge. He's on the comeback again. Can he get this job done? No, he can't around the outside. He tried. He's going to feint it to the inside. We'll look on the rear bumper cam as well, and look at the closing speed there. Just darts it in. Lundersteer City, but he still gets it up over the bridge section. He goes. Donnelly's under all sorts of pressure here from Vernie. He's really, really racing him hard. This is cracking stuff, ladies and gentlemen. Loving every bit of this action. Through the whoop-de-doos we go. Who's got the better drive and bit of speed? Oh, there's a bit of off-road action there for Vernie. It's cost him about a 10th, but he's got the nose in, and he's just filed out the other side there. Under 0.2 of a second once again. 2.5. It's ever closing. Donnelly's under pressure. Is Vernie going to go for a move here? We'll find out in a second. No, not into the final turn. He's just gone for the wide entrance and gone out the other side, and Max Donnelly's made an absolute meal of that final turn. This is going to invite Vernie straight up the inside. The pace is too much. This is as easy as taking candy from a baby. Look at him feint to the outside, the left-hand side of the circuit there. Goes around the outside of him. It'll be the inside for turn 1, and happy days there for the big man in Nathan Vernie. He will be loving life. That was some cracking racing, Lindsay.
Yeah, that was a great move from Vernie. He just stayed really patient, but now here we go. This is the deciding factor in this race. Adam Miles and John Merritt into the pit lane. And now where does Sean Doyle come out in all of this? He's already into the final sector. Could he even come out in the lead here? Zach, this could be really close. He's not got much racetrack left to cover in this lap. I think that Adam Miles should come out in front, but I just don't know about Merritt. This could be really close. He could gain a place or two. Let's see as he heads out of the final corner, running onto the straight here at Oran Park. Is he going to come out in front? Has this been a strategical masterclass? We've seen some fantastic pace from Doyle over the course of this race. He holds not the fastest lap, but he still has a 1:13. Adam Miles just about hips it, but on the pit lane exit, there is Merritt, and he goes down the inside, and he just about gets it. He can't get Adam Miles, but now there comes Duke as well, fighting Merritt on the exit. Couldn't quite get it, but Doyle does get a place off of that.
He does. Cracking undercut there for Sean Doyle. He's made his way from 8th into P2 as well, ladies and gentlemen. That is a beautiful place to do it. And on the penultimate lap of the race too. Now Juco's going to try and fight it out here with Johnny Merritt as well. So we'll ride on board with him and see what his view. He's just lost a bit of momentum through the first 4 or 5 corners there, and he's just been gapped there by Johnny Merritt on those fresh set of boots as well. But as Merritt got a return serve on Sean Doyle. This is interesting stuff here. It's 14 out of 15 done. Miles is out in front by 3 seconds, but the undercut has been by that man in front of this guy, Shawnee Doyle. This is John Merritt's on board, and it looks like it's just too late here, I would say, here for Merritt to get the overcut and just take P2 off Shawnee Doyle. But Miles is leading this one. 13.838 versus a 13.892 versus a 14.1, and boy oh boy have these boys been putting on a show here for this final race here of round 5. It has been so exciting here for everyone in Sundry, and the biggest winner has been Shawnee Doyle so far. But can this man here get another position further up and take it off the sheep herder in Shepherd, Lindsay? This is exciting stuff.
Yeah, this could be really close now as they head into the turn 2 braking zone. Dan Stevens trying to show the nose on Shepherd as there we go. Look at the overspeed through turn 2. Look at the exit there from Stevens as well. He's pulling up alongside. He's going to be forced to the outside line. Shepherd going defensive as they head into turn 3. He goes late on the brakes anyway. Temporarily gets alongside does Dan Stevens, but it's not quite enough. Now as they head in towards turn 4, 5 and 6, this next little uphill complex before they dive down into the middle sector, he's basically pushing pushing him through the corners here on the last lap of race 2. This is going to be so close. Dan Stevens right there. He's really sliding the arse end out of this car, trying to get every last tenth possible here as he's up behind Shepherd. This could be a final corner overtake here for Dan Stevens as he's making his way now towards the dogleg. This is the slipstream run, but Adam Miles has driven fantastically, takes the race 2 win as well, and Sean Doyle comes home in second position, but I think Stevens has gotten Shepherd. No, they're still side by side. He's got the outside run. It's going to be a drag race towards the line here to finish the race for P5. Who gets it? Stevens just about gets it across the line by 0.06 of a second over Shepherd. Final corner, close stuff. Fantastic racing.
Unbelievable stuff there. That was fan-bloody-tastic. And I'm telling you now, that was sensational. Fantastic racing from everyone in sundry. Miles is your winner, and he is taking it by a country mile. That one there from Stevens and Shepherd by 0.06 of a second for 5th and 6th. Goodness gracious me, in the fair dinkum department. That was so goddamn close. Let's have a look here and see what happened between those two. If I can get it up on the screen, I'm trying to find the bloody thing and it's not there, unfortunately. Oh, here it is. No, that's not that Shorty Doyle. Won't get that one up on track, but that was so close between those boys. Let's see how they did it. In fact, we have got this final lap. I'm pretty sure it was just no, he didn't. He smacked into the pit lane. And I've catfished you all, ladies and gentlemen. Bugger that. Wow. What a race. What an event here tonight, Lindsay Muddle. And Adam Miles has been the man. He's taken 2 out of 2, but what a comeback and what a fight back there from Sean Doyle in P2.
Yeah, that was a really top drive from Sean Doyle, pit early, and what incredible pace. He actually got the fastest lap at the race off of Adam Miles, which is no easy feat, as we saw over the course of race 1, and only finishes 1.4 seconds behind him, which, considering the pace we saw out of Miles and the dominant win we saw out of Miles in race 1, that is definitely some top driving from Sean Doyle, and Merritt as well, not finishing that far behind. Duke put up an effort, but yeah, Stevens and Shepherd on that last lap, that was just cracking stuff from everybody on the grid, whether it be pace or racing. It was all good.
It was indeed. And these are your results, ladies and gentlemen, for the feature. Miles and Doyle, P1 and 2 with Johnny Merritt in P3. We'll hear from them very shortly. Duke, Stevens and Shepherd for 4th, 5th and 6th with Tim Harris, Vernie, Donnelly and Wheeler rounding out the top 10 with Warren Henry, Wayne Taylor, David Bowman, Felberg and Snell with the top 15. And then Brad Vergara and Mark Paneras, the final ones out there. But it's time, ladies and gentlemen, to start having a chat to these boyos here in the old Podium Probo horse. And we are going to get right down there now to hear from a couple of our drivers and see what these boyos did, because, geez Louise, in the fair dinkum department, that was some sort of racing, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my goodness, what's happened there to me screen? Wow. I'm going to have to fix that up before we get into it. Boy, oh boy, in the fair dinkum department. Let's get that fixed before we start talking to those boys. Let's get that one sorted. Holy mackerel, what has happened there? We've got literally all of the screen sitting out there and out of the way. I'm just going to have to fix that up. Don't know what has happened there, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get it all sorted for us before we speak to these boyos in the last couple of moments. It was cracking. It was a lovely, lovely stuff here from everyone, and I thoroughly enjoyed that round, Lindsay Muddle. Lovely driving from these boys, and I'm telling you now, it was exciting, fantastic to watch, but only one man took the lead, and that was this guy. If he is in here, we'll get him up. Oh, no, he's not. We can't even find him. He's out. We're going to have to jump into another room there, Lindsay Muddle. Drive into the waiting room here. Get these boys talking to us and settle in, because, since the man in P1 is not here for that final race, we're going to go straight to the man who was in P2, Sean Doyle. Holy cowabunga, mate. That was incredible stuff. Absolutely loved every moment of that. The undercut of the year, I would say, so far by you. And tell us how that felt in the grand scheme of things after all of the touring and throwing and qualifying. Starting on the back foot, you had a pretty good round, mate.
Dude, I'm stoked to actually come from where I was to stuff my quali, and I thought, no, it's going to be over. Then to have an incident in the first corner, thought, no, it's all over now. And I just put my head down, buckled down, and went for it, and actually paid off.
It did, mate. It was unbelievable stuff. It was ridiculous. It was 3.6 seconds, I'm pretty sure, when you came out, and then within a lap you snapped that in half, back down to 1.5. Yeah, I reckon you would have. This is at the final end of race 2. I reckon you could have got Mr. Miles there if there was a couple of laps left.
I'll be 1 or 2 more laps, but then by then I think his tyres would have came up, and it would have been a good fight, I think.
It was indeed. It was fantastic. Lindsay, what questions have you got for the big man, considering the man who won the race doesn't want to turn up?
I just first want to congratulate you on a great drive. Yeah, you had really great pace there. Was there any sort of secret to your pace, or were you just sort of in that flow state that you can sometimes get into in driving?
I thought I just got in the zone, and once I was in the zone, once, lap and a half tyres were up, I thought, right, let's just go. Let's just push and see what happens. I think the first race I made some great overtakes over near the bridge. And I thought, shit, that's not even a spot you should really overtake someone, and it paid off.
Yeah, mate, it was bloody interesting. Yeah. I loved every second of it, seeing what you did around there. And you were setting fastest laps after fastest laps. You were trading with Adam as well, and you were doing them sometimes with mid-overtake as well. So the pace was out there, mate. It was incredible. Was it the setup that clicked tonight for you, or was it just a bit of practice and love for the track?
I only done 14 laps yesterday, 1 tank, and then jumped in today with the practice, another 14 laps, and that was it.
Well, there you go. Sometimes ignorance is bliss, as they say out there as well.
But this track, once you get it, it's got a really nice flow, especially in the skippies. The skippies in this track mix so good.
They do indeed. Lindsay, you've got a man there sitting in third place wanting to hear some questions from you. And Johnny Merritt, congratulations, Johnny. Lindsay's going to ask you something here as well.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good drive from you there, John, and I mean, you drove really well in the opening bit, and then you came in. Obviously, you dropped the place to Sean, but you still drove a great race. Just walk me through a little bit of your thought process heading into that one.
Yeah, I think I needed to find just a little bit of pace from race 1, and but I was listening to Sean's laps. It was a little bit like the Jaws scene. I fastest lap P6, P5, and I went, yeah, we might have a little bit of an undercut issue here, and that's what played out. So, all credit to Sean, he was super fast. And I was just trying to stick with Adam initially, but he was immense on cold tyres. He sort of got that 1.6 second gap straight away, and then it sort of maintained a little bit to 1.8, and just couldn't do anything about it. So that's all I had tonight. But good race. Unfortunately, got a 1X in race 1, which was disappointing. But other than that, it was a good night.
Look, with 1Xs, mate, it's a league race, so you don't have to worry too much about the old 1Xs out there going towards your high rating. But did you learn anything from race 1 where people came in relatively early and then went for the undercut, or were you just too psyched into it following Adam around there and just thought, oh, well, he knows what the race strategy is to win, and if I can keep with him, I will. But you didn't. Did you factor in that Big Shawnee was just on the prowl?
Look, I probably expected we'd have enough pace to, be 1.5, 2 seconds up the road after the stop. And obviously it's a risk. If you go early, you sort of just run the same tyres for the race. It's a better strategy, really. Assuming you can break that toe. So I suppose with Adam, I think we'll have enough pace to sort of get 2 seconds down the track from everyone. Just didn't play out. Shawnee probably had the ultimate pace in race 2 there. So, it was a good race, epic track. There's always a little bit more there on the table, right? But no, that was about as good as it was for the night.
It was fantastic, mate. Loved every single moment of it. And big congratulations to the both of you, gentlemen. It's been a cracking round. Some pace out there for sure. Consistency. And what a cracking track Oran Park is. It's an absolute rip snorter. Yeah, it is, isn't it? Yep. It's a shame it's now bloody...
Unreal.
Now
especially in the low horsepower cars, I think.
Yeah. The low horsepower cars suit this track to a T.
Even the V8s back in the day, mate, the mid to late 90s and 2000, early 2000s, geez Louise, it was nice. Had some cracking events, big incidents as well, and we saw that in race 1 too. You guys would have been happy that you cleared the way out of that for sure. It was just an absolute pile up there, race 1, turn 2.
Well, I got tapped up in it. I had bent steering. That's when I thought, right, I'm going straight in the pits.
Oh, right.
So it was sort of lucky that I got my pit out, and that's when I just buckled down. And then I thought, race 2, halfway through the lap, there was a bit of congestion. I thought, I'm going in now. I'm going in. Went in and just buckled down and set those times.
Interesting. Lindsay, have you got any final questions for these two fine young gentlemen here in the podium probe for us?
No, not particularly. I normally have a go-to closing question, but I am too blind to find the calendar. Oh, there it is. Bathurst. There we go. How are we feeling heading into that one?
That I'm looking forward to. I can't wait for that one.
Yeah, favourite track.
Yep.
It's going to be rip snorter there for sure. But these cars skipping over Skyline and trying to get your way down the S's into the Dipper and out the other sides, even into Forest Oba, is going to be pretty challenging too. Very excited for that.
There'll be no running away.
No
running away at all.
There could be carnage, especially with the old Dipperino, as we saw out there tonight. For the rest of you boys using the little bit of the grass there to turn it in over the bridge, I noticed. There will be none of that action. I can give you the hot tip at Bathurst.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting. Sorry, John.
Yeah, no, it's always an epic race there. So hopefully we get a sort of 10-car battle at the front, and look forward to it.
Absolutely, exciting times there. Thank you, gentlemen. That is a pleasure to hear from you. Congratulations to all, and a big congratulations to Adam, who won both races, MIA here in the Podium Probe. But gentlemen, I'll bid you guys farewell from the Podium Probe, and we'll see you guys in a fortnight. Thanks for having a chat with us after the race. Pleasure.
Thanks, James.
Cheers, gents.
No worries. Well, that concludes tonight's broadcast, ladies and gentlemen. 3 on the trot here at Sensational TV. And last night's Sunday by 2 with the Gen 3 supercars and LMU going absolutely nuts. And then you had us here tonight again, Lindsay Muddle and myself, in the commentary box. And it's on again tomorrow night. We've got a bloody double header coming your way. Boy, oh boy, it's back to the GD3s at Oz E Sim Racing, and then the Rangiart Brute Utes as well. So stick around for that tomorrow night also. But it's done here for tonight. And well done, Lindsay. That was an absolute rip snorter, mate. Pleasure to have you in for 2 nights in a row.
Yeah, it was a pleasure to be here, Zach. It's always good when I'm next to you in the commentary box. Maybe we'll have the third of the Dumber Pack with us next time. Chris Munro, maybe he'll make an appearance to make Dumb and Dumber complete between you two.
Well, look, the IQ of yourself and Chris combined is about half of what mine is, and it's only about 75. So, you know,
it's a big call.
Yeah, 35 and about, what is that, 35 and 35 effectively there between you and Chris O. So it'll be interesting to see what we can conjure up.
I reckon you need to take the first number off of yours, mate.
Yeah, and make it a 475, I reckon. That's what I need to do. Anyway, enough from us here at the commentary box. Hopefully you are well out there. Christopher Munro missed greatly here in the comms box nonetheless. You're on the men's son, so best wishes to you. But thank you to our sim sponsors out here, Speed Nation, AOD Importing, Simulator Driver Training, and Bilco Pack as well, for giving us the fruits of our labour and able to put on the show with your support. Thank you to everyone out there in the chat. We had Dean Hanley, Donna Doyle, Steve Warwick, Chris Aphelion was out there. Gavin Barber was missed on circuit tonight. He was in the chat there as well, back from in his hospital bed. So all the best wishes to you as well, Gavin. Hope you're still listening out there too. Zenith Gaming in there, also a regular out here as well. And the Hackster. Thank you very much indeed for tuning in, everyone. Loving everything. And for us here at Sensational TV, it's been a pleasure to have Lindsay Muddle in the commentary box. I'm Zach O'Reilly and you're not. But until tomorrow night, ladies and gentlemen, stay safe and, as always, keep it flat out.
Sensational TV YouTube channel. Don't fucking miss it.